normal weeks, Monday through Friday, and they work 9 to 5 their time. So kind of like banking hours, when 5 o'clock hits, probably like 4:58, everyone's ready to jump out the window and move themselves out the door, out the building, into their cars so they can head on, start their weekend. So no live chat. Unfortunately, the Friday webinar happened at 7 p.m. So by the time we lost the account, there was no way for us to get it back up until today. So today, Chris has actually been dealing with, the reps and trying to get the accounts back up. But it's a process like anything else. We'll most likely have the account back up and running either, within the next hour or so, or most likely by tomorrow. I would say most definitely the account should be up and running. Someone had asked whether we get new accounts, and the answer to that is no. So one of the things that Chris didn't get an opportunity to show you guys is on that particular ad account, we have, I believe, 800 ad accounts that are approved under that business manager. So that's not something we're just going to walk away from. We're not just going to leave it by the wayside and just create a new one to take its place. We're definitely going to want to make sure that we build that back up and get it to where we need it to with the approval, so that we can keep moving and keep building the business. So we're not just going to walk away from it and build a new one. Definitely not. Some of the people that attended our live events in Tampa were actually able to see how we were able to create that many accounts. Facebook gives you the option to have 2 business managers under one profile, and each one of those profiles, you have 5 ad accounts that you can set up. So where most people make a mistake is they come in and they create one ad account, and then they start going and spending some money on it. And when Facebook shuts them down, they have no other ad accounts to work with. So they create a whole brand new profile, or they go to that second business manager and create a whole new ad account. That's a mistake most people make. And what we teach people to do is, the minute you get a profile that's actually able to create a business manager, you go in and create the business manager, and immediately you create 5 ad accounts. Whether you're going to use them or not, you don't have to add a payment method to any of the ad accounts. But what you do have to have is the actual ad account named. So claim it, own it, create it, so that you have it. Because if they shut down one, you still have 4 more. So in our particular case, we had been approved for 800 ad accounts, and obviously you can't create 800 ad accounts in one day. It's a process that takes some time. I think right now we're probably close to 500 or 600 ad accounts created. Frank, correct me if I'm wrong. I know we're pretty damn near close to it. But we just create them every day. We keep on creating them until we kind of hit that threshold where they're saying, hey, you're creating too many in a day. And then we know to back off. And then once we get that magic number, we create that per day. So it's like 38 ad accounts that we can create per day right now. And we just keep adding them every single day. So I wanted to answer those questions before we get started. I hope everybody in here had a good weekend. I know for Chris and I, it was just like a relaxing weekend. A weekend without Facebook was music to both of our ears, even though we weren't able to actually make any money or be able to create any sales with Facebook ads on this particular account. Well, there it is right there. You could see it, 800 ad accounts. So we actually have two different business managers, Ecom Reboot, and we also have the Grip Ripper, and each have 800 ad accounts. So there you go. You can see them. Boom, boom. So as I said, for us, it was kind of like a relaxing weekend. It was a weekend where we got to relax with our families and enjoy, some R&R without having to deal with putting up ads and dealing with that and that, this and that on Facebook. Just kind of got to clear our minds. I think Chris caught up on some much needed sleep. I think he said he slept like 14 hours or something crazy, which, you guys don't really know Chris, you probably don't know, but he doesn't sleep very much. He's like an insomniac. He sleeps like 2 or 3 hours a night, and one eye is open while he's sleeping. So that's not really considered sleep. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. We're going to kick off today, as I promised you guys on Friday. If the ad account wasn't able for us to start digging in and showing you guys the ad account, today we were going to spend some time and help you guys to customize your Themexes. And I know that's a lot of you guys, you get the Themex and you're like, oh my God, how do I use it? Where do I go make adjustments and changes to it? So I'm going to show you guys where you're able to make some tweaks to Themex and how you're able to get it to look like our stores, because that's like most people who get into Themex, they're like, well, how do I make it look like your store? So we're going to show you that. The other thing I'm going to show you guys is, how to be able to deal with, customizing the collections and things like that. I look at some of the stores, even though you're using Themex, and I can see that, some of the stores are still running with breadcrumbs, and some of the stores still have, like 4 rows on each one of the collections, and the front page looks like total crap. So I'm going to show you guys how to be able to do that, because I don't care how many visitors a day you're bringing into your store. If the store's not optimized and it's not actually able to take that visitor and turn it into a buyer, then all you're doing is literally just burning through money. Okay? So we're going to get moving, guys. I'm going to share my screen with you guys real quick, ask you guys if you can see it, and then we will be able to get started. So let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. Oh boy, here we go with this stupid thing. Hold on, I just got to download this thing. I'm on a new computer, so it's going to take me a second here just to download this app here to be able to share my screen. Let's see. Continue. Sweet. All right, cool. Let's keep it. Right here. Alrighty. Open. Start. All right, can you guys see my screen? Looks like it's loading. All right, let me move this bad boy down. Yes. All right, cool. I actually didn't see some of these questions, so let me just scroll up a little bit and see if I missed any. All right, cool. Chris, did you fix the ad accounts? I already answered that. $1 million a day, That'd be nice. Did you guys try to work around? Where is the chat in Facebook? So there it is. Actually, I'm gonna get you guys a link real quick for the Facebook chat. So hold on 1 second. Let's see if I can find it here. Oops. It's like business/chat. Hey, Frankie, are you on? Oh, nice. Someone put it down there. Sweet. Thanks, Chris. So there it is right there. Facebook.com/business/form/chat. Not every account is equipped with the chat function. Hey, what's up, Frankie? Not every account or profile is equipped with the chat function. I know that some of the people that we dealt with on the live event that we did in Tampa, they didn't have the live chat. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, they logged in and boom, the live chat was available. So I would definitely say that you want to continuously check that live chat link that I just put in here to make sure that you can see it. Even if you cannot see it, don't give up on it. Just keep on checking it. Facebook does have some weird ways of doing things, and if they see that you keep looking it up, they might give you the access to it. So just keep on, checking it and see if you have access to it. I used to have it, but I don't have it anymore. Again, Stanley, just keep on checking it. Sometimes it goes on and off. Other times you'll find that even though you may have it show it there, Facebook will not be there. It'll just say that the live chat is not available. Again, I tell people just keep on checking throughout the day. Even for us, like sometimes we'll see that it says it's not available, and then a few minutes later we refresh and boom, it's there. So just keep on checking it just to make sure you can actually have access to it. So let me just check something here. So what's the plan? What's tonight's plan? So Ryan already answered that one. Let's see, with credit cards on all of them. No, Dominic, you don't put credit cards on any of them other than the one that you're using. And here's the reason why, guys. So the reason why you're not putting credit cards onto the accounts that you're not using is because you don't want to have any of the accounts that are getting shut down linked to one another. That's the primary reason why you only add credit cards to the ones that you use, okay? So we're actually putting some content together for the next Super Saturday, and that's part of what we're going to be covering is not only how to get the 800 ad accounts, but how to manage 800 ad accounts. Because I know some of you guys are probably thinking like right now, how the hell do you manage 800 ad accounts? And some of you guys might be sitting there thinking, what the hell do I need 8 ad accounts for, let alone 800? Again, there is a method to the madness, and there is a reason why we do what we do. So on the next Super Saturday that we're probably going to be announcing coming up here shortly, we'll go ahead and cover how to be able to create and manage multiple ad accounts. Because having them is one thing, but being able to use them accurately is a whole other. So we'll cover that on the next Super Saturday. Let's see. Back to the learning the best. Thanks, Chris and Jeremy. Rashida, you're the bomb.com. What are you talking about, girl? What if my business manager login is what has been locked out? So again, you have the ability to have two, Anthony. So if both of your business managers have been locked out, in that particular situation, you could reach out via chat. And if you don't have the live chat function, what my recommendation to you would be is to try to link up with someone who does, number one. That's option number one. Option number two, I personally don't believe in creating a brand new profile, right? We teach it. We teach creating brand new profiles all the time. However, a brand new profile is only going to give you the ability to have certain limitations, right? You can create fan pages. You can add product to fan pages. But when it comes time to actually becoming an advertiser and advertising on an ad account and being able to adjust budgets and add payments, having a brand new profile puts you immediately under a microscope, right? So you instantly go into scrutiny with Facebook. So you want to be able to put yourself in a position to separate yourself from those that are being under a microscope. So in my opinion, right, what I've found and what John has found, Chris has found, Frank has found, the accounts that always work the best are the accounts that have some seasoned history to them. And again, in the next Super Saturday, this is something we're going to cover in depth, because I'll be honest with you, having webinars every day for 1 or 2 hours is just not enough time for us to cover everything that needs to be covered from soup to nuts. Some people say, why do you guys have so many Super Saturdays? Well, 2 reasons. Number one, there's not enough time in one webinar to fully open up Pandora's box and show you how to create the 800 ad accounts, how to manage the 800 ad accounts, how to go in and actually take a profile that has some history to it and be able to use it accurately and be able to get what you need to out of Facebook without them shutting it off, turning it on, shutting it off, turning it on. So there is a method to the madness, as I said. And the reason why we do the Super Saturdays is because we have 8, 9, 10 hours to literally divulge this information to you guys to be able to make it so that maybe you may understand it that day, maybe you may not, but at least we give you the opportunity to have the recording, to go back, watch it, replay it, pause, apply, play, pause, apply, so on and so forth. So that's why we do so many of these things. And also because of the fact that Super Saturdays are about content. I mean, I don't know too many people that do what we do as far as deliver content and the method in which we deliver it. We always bring relevant material to you guys, right? We don't want to give you guys things that worked 2-3 months ago. We want to be able to deliver things that are working for us right now, because we know it's strike while the iron is hot. We've been through this roller coaster ride so many times, and no matter what you do, there's peaks and valleys. We want to help you guys to maximize your profits and be able to stay on top of most of the peaks and stay away from the valleys. Unfortunately, there are people in this room right now. There's 47 people here. There are people here right now that unfortunately have different levels of education when it comes to e-commerce. Some of you have been doing this for a month or two, some a year or two, right? And in that year or two, some of you have developed good habits, some have developed bad habits. So it's hard to be able to take and apply everything we teach at that exact moment. Some of your businesses just can't handle it, right? But we give enough for each and every person who attends, if you apply, to get something out of it and to be able to make money using the information that we bring to the table. And the same with these live webinars that we do here. We give you enough knowledge, enough information to where if you apply what we teach for free, you will make money without a shadow of a doubt. And I know there are people in this room right now that are shaking their heads, yes, because you've been on numerous webinars that we've put up where you've made money off of the content that we've given to you for nothing, okay, with no agenda. We don't come to the table asking you guys to give anything. We just come here and we give because we believe in tithing, not with money, right? Because you're not going to find Chris or I in a church, not because we don't believe in God, but mainly because we believe that you don't have to be in a building to praise God. Right? I can praise God whenever I want, wherever I am. I don't have to go to a church and give a church money to say, God, I believe in you. Here, I'm going to pay my tithing to the church. Instead, I want to pay my tithing with my time, with my knowledge. I want to give to people, and Chris wants to give to people. And this is why we do what we do, because it comes back tenfold. And we don't do it for that reason, for it to come back. We just know it does. So we're willing and we give out of just us wanting to, okay? Let's see, let me read some of these things here. So, hey, was there enough feedback to have the free live event in Orlando? So Giovanni, I'm glad you asked that. So John, Chris, and I actually had a meeting here at my house, which ironically is in Orlando. We had a meeting here, and the emphasis of the meeting was to discuss doing a kick-ass live event where we basically do exactly as I said. We just give. We give and give and give. But see, the difference is we want to give at that level to people that are willing to give back, right? People that are willing to put time, effort, and energy into their business by flying to here, sitting with us, and actually showing us they're serious about their business. Because anybody can log on from a computer, from an iPad, from a cell phone, and listen to us talk. But putting your money where your mouth is and actually showing the effort and getting a flight to Orlando and paying for a hotel and coming here and sitting with us and actually watching us do what we do and helping you do what we need you to do, a big difference. So yeah, there is enough feedback for us to warrant putting together a live event here in Orlando. The logistics is what we need to work out. So just be prepared, guys. Within the next coming couple weeks here, you guys will be hearing some news about dates, locations, hotels, all of that stuff. I've actually got a feeler out to a couple of local hotels here that I'd like to be able to do the event at, but I want to make sure that we can actually have you guys stay in the same hotel, which is where we're going to be doing the event. So that's really what we're waiting on, is just trying to work out some dates between Chris, John, and myself, and also the hotels. So yes, Giovanni, there is plenty of feedback to warrant it, okay? Back to learning, okay, I answered that one. Max you can have is 1,000. So yes, Frank, that is the max, unless you go into an agency account, which they can slowly increase it from that 1,000, but it's on a case-by-case basis, okay? You're the man, Chris. Yep, Chris says thank you. Thank you for helping us, Chris and Jeremy, you got it, Stanley, no problem. Jerry's kids, I'm one of them, so I'm cool with that. I only was able to get 5 in each of my business managers, but they don't offer any more accounts. So Norman, again, we're going to cover that in full detail. But yes, 5 is the minimal or the maximum you're going to get in the beginning. But we're going to cover exactly how to get more, okay? Let's see, you guys still doing the Easy Store thing? Yes, Michael, we are. Actually, we just had a meeting about that yesterday for 2.5 hours. So yes, we're making it bigger, better, badder. So yes, I got 800, but I run a Facebook ad agency too. Well, of course, Dave. What if my business manager login was okay? I already answered that one. Anthony, are you doing? Are you going to offer custom backpacks on print trends? Norman, yes. So there's a huge, huge, huge backlog of products that we want to add. And Chris actually beats his head against the wall every time, we deal with these coders, because it's not easy. It's not just flick of the switch and then the product is added. There's a lot of coding that goes into getting products added to print trends. So it sucks because we're constantly changing the order of priority for some of these products. And it's really just based on research. We do a lot of research and then we come back and say, okay, let's add this, let's add that. Right now, one of the most important things that we're trying to get added to print trends is wall art. We know that there's a huge, huge profit margin in wall art, and we know that there's a tremendous amount of people pushing wall art. So that's something that we're trying to put in the works right now with print trends, is getting the wall art added. And Chris has been burning the candle at both ends to try to make that happen for you guys. And right now we're about 80% of the way there, maybe 85% of the way there. And I mean, he's at a point now where I love it. I love reading the threads. I love watching him work with the coders, because it's a science and it's an art at the same time. He literally will tell the coder will say, okay, I got to get some sleep. And Chris will say, okay, one more thing before you go. And 4 hours later, he's still hitting them with the, okay, one more thing before you go. So he will get the most out of each and every person. And I love it, because I say 85%, tomorrow we could be at 100%, because he just has that ability to get these son of bitches to do crazy things in record time. So just look out for it. Print Trends is just gonna blow your minds. In a couple days here, you're gonna see wall art will be added, because that was the highest level of priority. And then once that thing is going, forget it. It's just, the priority list is just gonna keep getting chunked. Let's see. Backpack, hopefully in the next 2 days. Then off the bat, perfect. Okay. I have a problem with purchase event. GB doesn't count all the transactions. How do I fix it? Okay, so FB, I'm pretty sure you mean, not GB, unless you're using something other than Facebook. I don't know. Maybe you created one. Gloria book. There we go. So I'll show you guys here in a second, Gloria, when we go into the Themex. I'll show you where you're possibly losing that. Okay. Let's see. Yep. Yes. Okay. What's the profit on those socks? So Lionel, perfect question. He said, what's the profit on the socks, right? So we sell the socks for $14.99, right? In print trends, you see what you're buying the sock for. I'm not sure if it's $7, $8, whatever it is. We try to keep on everything, as I told you guys the night before, which is double what you're paying, right? So $14.99 is what we sell the sock for. And we also charge $4.92 or 96 cents or something like that for shipping, right? The beautiful thing about socks is people don't come in and just buy one pair, right? They'll come in and buy 2, 3, 4, 5 pair of socks. And that's really where your money is made, because the first one covers your cost, your acquisition cost, right, to acquire the customer. And then each pair thereafter is just pure profit. So that's the beauty of the sock game, is that people don't just buy one pair. They're going to come in and buy 2 or more, and you just start to, basically compound your profits at that point. And the first one covers that cost, and the second, third, and fourth is just profit. So there's your answer there. Lionel, can you give us a link to printtrends.com? So the link to Print Trends is no link to printtrends.com. You actually have to sign up for Print Trends. So when you go to this link here, which I think Chris already posted, when you go to this link here, you'll actually get access to the Print Trends app. You need to sign up for it. And once you sign up for the application, you'll go ahead and install it, and you'll be off to the races. All right, Stanley, I used to have it. I don't have it anymore. Okay, I already answered those. Yes, direct sales from CJ Tips. Sweet, Rashida. They would typically go against the book. Okay. Health reasons prevent me from traveling to webinars. So this webinar is great. Austin, okay, well then keep on listening. Sorry I'm late. Hello, what's up, Chris? You're never late, man. You're here. You're never late. Dave DeRue, are you in Miami? Yes, sir. What about kids sneakers soon as it's close to back to school? Okay. So Lynn, good question with the kids sneakers. So the kids sneakers, we do have, I believe, the kids high tops and low tops in there, and the sneakers are coming. We're waiting on the sizes because the sizes is what's the tricky thing with the sneakers. Okay, so we're just waiting on that. How do you get images in easy stores to show you after products are imported in there? Content is there, but no images. Okay, so Tracy, easy stores is a whole separate beast. That's something that's going to require some training on. That's not something that we're going to do here on a webinar because most people don't even know what the hell Easy Stores is. Okay, $6 for socks, and we sell them. There you go. Boom. Chris answered that. All right. Do you purpose discount when they buy more than 2 pair of socks? So Gloria, the beautiful thing about it is we basically tell them that they can get 2 pair of socks, 3 pair of socks for the same price and shipping. So it's not that we give them a discount, they're just paying the same shipping rate, right? And I think we just changed that because before what we used to do is hit them on shipping for each tear. It would just go up slowly based on the weight. But now we just go ahead and just charge them that one shipping price. I sent a private app credential to you, Peter Chris, all right? Every time I bump my winning, really killing ones, add from 100 to 200, 200 to 400, it dies. Dominic. Tried to multiple ad accounts. Sometimes it will last one day, then die. Why? Hey, Dominic, I ordered a crystal ball about, I don't know, maybe 2.5 years ago. Every time I check on the status of it, they keep telling me the damn thing is on back order. I have no reason why they would say that, but it's going to take a hell of a lot more for me to be able to give you the answer to that. A hell of a lot more than that. Let's see, is Print Trends good for multiple stores? So Willie, you need to apply for each store because it's based on the store URL. So each store you have to go in and apply in order for you to be able to have Print Trends in multiple stores, okay? Do you have the link for Themex? So yep, Chris, actually I'm gonna put the link for Themex here in a little while. Just tried out your funnel. You asked $6 for international shipping. Yes, Lana, we do. International is always gonna be more than US, always. We start on tiers, so international will always be more for shipping than the United States. You guys are in Florida right now. So Dave, I live in Florida. I live in Orlando. Just moved here from Orlando. I mean, from Providence, Rhode Island. So I used to live up in Rhode Island, and my wife's got some medical issues that the heat actually helps. So we made a decision to move out here and basically kind of uproot our kids and just take a leap of faith. So yeah, we're in the Sunshine State now. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I'm actually planning a trip down to Miami, so when I come out there, I'll say hello. It's Print Trends, the new Design Suite Pro. Alton, I'm glad you said that. So Print Trends is actually not the new Design Suite Pro, but Print Trends is going to basically kind of do what Design Suite Pro does without the design elements. See, Design Suite Pro was created to be able to manipulate designs so that you don't have to have Photoshop knowledge, right? You don't need to be able to change a design on the fly in Photoshop if you want to customize shirts or socks or shoes or whatever, right? Well, we created Print Trends to handle the shoes and the socks, but when it comes to t-shirts and sweatshirts, we obviously use Design Suite Pro to go ahead and change those designs and also fulfill the order with our t-shirt company. Eventually, we will be adding that into Print Trends as well. Right now, they're two separate animals, okay? Hope that answered your question. You're still working with Carts Guru? Willie, yeah, man, Carts Guru is the bomb, man. That is literally, so there's different types of recovery, right? There's, recovery that's instant. So someone comes to your store, they, add something to the cart, and then they leave. We basically can retarget the crap out of them. There's a ton of different retargeting applications. Well, with Carts Guru, one of the things that really appealed to us is their ability to recover via SMS. So they actually have a series of text messages that they send out to the consumer, which just adds that element of you being a real company, right? Because people that are just trying to screw people out of money, they're not going to go the extra mile to do all these things, right? To keep up with their customer relations. They're not going to try to go that extra mile. We will go that extra mile. And believe it or not, we've recovered a shit ton of money with Carts Guru that we normally would not have recovered with any of the other recovering applications, that we use. Carts Guru is just an animal. They're in their own little section, and we love them. And not to mention, Matt pretty much handles everything. He sets everything up, and he runs it all for you. So all you got to do is just basically pay it, and you're only paying based on the orders that they get you. They recover for you. You're not paying a monthly fee for it. You just pay if they recover. So it's a no-brainer. Can I mix pod with my general store? People won't find it weird. So Gloria, we used to believe in niche stores. That's why we were running 5, 6, 7, 10 different stores. And it just got to a point really where our accountant literally wanted to choke us, right? She wanted to come down here from California and choke us. It just became a reporting nightmare for her, money in, money out. She's just charging us on every single one, and it became an issue, right? So instead, what we did was we just said, hey, we're going to test the theory out. We're just going to run everything in one. And that's what we did. We believe now that people will go to the product you send them to, right? You're not sending them to a collection. You're not sending them to your main page, your main link. You're sending them to an actual product page, hopefully. And if that is where you're sending them, then they won't see anything else other than that product page. And statistically, we've proven that 87.3% of consumers only buy the product that they landed on. 87.3%. Now, the way that Chris and I work is we always base our marketing strategies on the masses. We only want to deal with the people that are actually going to be the most chances we have of selling. We don't care about the 13% of people or the 12.2% of people that are going to look for that menu button and actually search other products. We don't care about those, because I'm going to be honest with you. Those are the techie people that are going to find it anyways. Most of them aren't going to buy, but they'll find it. I care about that 87% that are just going to go to where I send them and buy. That's it. So there's no reason to try to create a store based on a niche just to be able to capture those 13%. Right? Make sense, guys? Yes or no, if that makes sense. Sweet. Let's see, Sub CB. Oh, shoot, Fred Turner in the house. What's up, Fred? Gucci. All right, so let's see. Have you guys tested different funnels, specifically click funnels? Damn, Willie. I said the other day that we got to kind of crawl before we walk. We got to walk before we run. We got to run before we try to fly, right? Some people just climb to the top of the Empire State Building and just try to fly. They don't try to go through any of the other steps. They just climb to the top and try to jump. And I'm going to be honest with you. Besides the fact that that's suicide, it's insane. Insane. I don't know why you would try to create funnels. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't say I'm technical, right? I got a pretty good technical background now, but I wouldn't say that I'm technical. And for me, I look at ClickFunnels, I get a headache after 5 minutes of clicking around. Now, can I figure it out? Yeah. If I click and keep clicking and just keep testing, of course I'm going to figure it out. But there's really no reason to test ClickFunnels out unless you've got a proven product. And when I say proven product, I mean a product that you've scaled to over 300 sales. If you have not scaled a specific product, one product to 300 scale, there is absolutely no reason for you to start testing funnels. None. What you should be testing and perfecting is your ability to bring more visitors to your store. honestly, that's really the key in what you should be really spending the majority of your day on. I think Chris said it in the last webinar on Friday about he was putting up a post on a fan page, and he said that we don't really do this anymore. We hire VAs to do this, and he said, I hope to God you guys can find it in your, your mental block to just take the leap of faith and hire someone to post your products for you, because it's going to free up very necessary time for you to spend on traffic. That is the number one Achilles heel for every single person trying to run an e-commerce store is, how do I get more visitors? Am I right or wrong, guys? I mean, tell me if I'm right. Just say yes if I'm right. How to get more visitors. Is that not your number one problem? Without a doubt. So we need to spend more time focused on running Facebook and becoming a master at getting traffic in the store. Not creating funnels that may or may not work, because that's just spending countless hours on a gamble. If I'm going to gamble, I want to gamble on a sure shot. I want to gamble on something I know is going to work. Okay. So there's my answer on ClickFunnels, guys. We built out easy stores for that simple reason right there, to make it easy. If you want to be able to try to click sell, create a funnel, you could do it in one click. Forget having to try to click, and try to, figure out how to create a funnel. You can do it in one click. Just click it and move. That's it. So that's why we created it. 80-20 rule is absolutely right. There's no question about it. Themex is one of the best themes I've worked with. So so much built into the template. It's insane, and I'm going to show you guys here in a second. I mean, it is insane what you can do with Themex. It's absolutely insane. It's nuts. So let's see. I noticed practical prices $49 for 3.5% of recovery. Do you have a special discount link we use for that? Just contact Matt, like Chris said. For sure, eyeballs to your offer. Okay, so eyeballs is everything, guys. That's pretty much it. And again, eyeballs, getting them to the store is one thing. Once they get to the store, being able to make them go through your Shopify funnel is going to be the second part of it, right? Getting them through the product page to click that add to cart button, and there's a science behind all of this. And I want to just tell you guys, Chris and I are very, very, very psychological thinkers, okay? I honestly will tell you, there's not one part of Themex that was designed without a psychological aspect. Every single part of this has a certain level of psychology behind it to allow people to go down that what we call slippery slope, okay? So I'm going to walk you guys through this, and at the end, I'm going to give you guys an unbelievable discount code that you're going to be able to use. And if you've already purchased Themex, I'm sorry, it's not going to apply to you, but you can use this discount code on any other store you want to apply it to. I know most of you guys have multiple stores. There's really no need for it. You can use one, but if you want to have 10, then you can use it for 10 different stores, okay? I'm going to give it to you. You do have to buy a copy of it for each store, and I'm going to tell you, at the end of this thing, if you stick through it, you will get a discount code above and beyond what anyone else has gotten to this point, and it'll be definitely worth your while, okay? So just stick it out, wait for it, and you'll definitely get it at the end. So how many sites are allowed to Themex? It's only one site, Patty, because it's based on the store URL. It's only one site, and it's based on an API, which I'm going to show you guys. It's really simple to set up. It's not that difficult. You're just going to go in, you're going to create it, you're going to add yourself to the API so that when we do the updates, we can push it automatically to you, okay? Can you talk more about what makes it different than the free Shopify themes? Yeah, let's do it, okay? Is there a link where we can get the replays for the Tampa? No, there is not. Unfortunately, there is not. And I'll be honest with you guys, Ryan and Paul, the live event we did in Tampa was kind of a learning experience for us. I don't think that we're going to allow any other type of a live stream on an event like that, because for those of you that attended, it's more of a workshop, right? Where you need to have that over the shoulder, you need to have the ability to, work with us kind of one-on-one, as every one of those people that attended did. It's not where we just throw a bunch of shit up against the wall and whoever can take it takes it. No, we want to make sure that you're getting it. And with us having, 40, 50, 100 people on a webinar for a live stream, it only adds congestion to it. So the live stream aspect is probably not going to happen anymore on a live event, right? So the new live event that we do, and the reason why we want to make it free is for that number one reason. We need to have that live feel. We need to have the ability to look, touch, and see your account firsthand, okay? So there is no link where you can get a replay from that Tampa Live Bootcamp that we did. That was for the people that attended, and for those fortunate enough to attend on a live stream, they got the live stream, and that's it. There's no other way around it, okay? So let's begin, guys. I want to show you guys really quickly. We're going to start right at the very top, right? So once you get into your store, you're literally going to go in, you're going to install it. Once you install the theme, it's super, super simple. You're going to upload the theme based on the link that we provide for you. We're going to give you access to the download. You're going to take it, you're going to upload it into your Shopify store. Once you've done that, you're going to go in, and at the very bottom, you're going to see two buttons. You're going to see one that says Customize Theme, and then you're going to see a secondary button that says Publish the theme, right? So the Publish Theme one is the one I want you to stay away from when you first install it, so that you don't mess anything up in your store while you have live traffic running to your store. I want you to be able to go in and customize the theme first. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Customize Theme. We're going to go in and actually be able to work on the theme while live traffic is coming through the door and still doing what it's supposed to based on your old theme. Then once we're done making all the customizations, we're going to publish it, and then you're going to be able to see how the difference between Themex and your normal themes on Shopify, or even some of the purchase themes, could make such a significant difference in the store, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you, I've seen some of the people and some of the bigwigs in the industry that do some pretty decent numbers, a couple 100,000 a month. I've seen some of them that do actually $1.5 million a month, install the theme into their store, and by having the theme installed in their store, they've taken their conversion rates from 2.5%, 3% up to 4.5%, 5%. Some I've even seen screenshots at 8%, 9% just by installing the theme, doing nothing different about traffic, just literally installing the theme. So put a 1 in the box if you want to be on that side of it, if you want to be able to see those types of conversions on your stores. That is amazing. No, not right now, please. I'm doing this right now. So once I'm done, I'll let you know. Though. All right, appreciate it. All right, so let's start this thing off, all right? One of the things that I do, and again, everybody's going to be different, and again, you have the ability to customize it to you. I'm going to talk about why we customized it the way that we did for us, okay? It's totally different in every single store that we have, as it will be in every single store that you have. You're just going to go in and you're going to play with it. So we'll start with the colors aspect of it, okay? So we want to be able to kind of keep this bar at the top to kind of go in line with our logo. So you'll notice the logo, we use this soft blue, baby blue, sky blue, whatever you want to call it, blue. Every color has a code that goes with the color. So whomever does your logo will provide you with the color code, and you just simply take that code and drop it in the box, and it'll actually appear the exact same color, okay? So we're gonna go based on the first top box here that says general. Right here at the top left, it says general. So primary content, if you click on it, will open up the box. If you have a specific color code you wanna put in, you put it here in this box that has the pound and all the numbers. You drop the number of your code here, and it'll magically appear the color that the number works with, okay? So this primary content works with the content on the site. So this right here is primary content, right? So you'll see if I actually click here and change this color to say red, you'll see how the highlighted color for more socks changed to red, okay? I'll bring it back to black. And again, only these changes will only stay the way they are if you come to the bottom here and actually click on save. Unless you click save, you're just basically playing around with it, okay? If you want to take it back, you can click on this back arrow and it'll go ahead and just revert the change and put it back the way it was. So that's primary content. Secondary content is when you actually click into the product page, the content that displays, that is the secondary content. The accent is the cart accent color, okay? So when someone adds a product to the cart, this is what's going to show the number. So here in the cart, if I have one product added, it'll have a display here in one with the green bubble around it, okay? The checkout button, pretty self-explanatory. That's my checkout button, right? The background color, really simple, is the background. The border color is the border here around the search all products and the add to cart, okay? Pretty simple so far. Not losing anybody, right? Header, this is the header up top. I know this is kind of elementary and it'll obviously get a lot better as we move forward, but it just goes to show you can make these changes really quickly here by just simply collecting or selecting the color you want, okay? So the header, the background on the header, which is up here at the top, the text, which is appearing here inside the box, which is search all products and add to cart, the checkout box, the button here, which is the field, and also we have the main menu backend, which is here at the top, where home, shop, about us, track orders, and contact us is, right? That's your menu bar or your menu background, which is where you're going to be able to change that color. And then whatever content is inside that menu bar, such as home, shop, about us, track order, that is going to be able to be changed by clicking on the main menu items, which is here, okay? Now, can you guys see my mouse, my cursor, as I move the mouse? Yes or no? I know sometimes because we're using multiple monitors, it gets a little tricky. Some people can, some people can't. Okay, so I'll try to remember that, and I'll try to be able to articulate what I need you guys to be looking at instead of pointing it out with the mouse, okay? Actually, I can't do that because if I do, I'm going to lose you guys. Let me see something here real quick. All right, I can't do that. All right, I was going to try to use the pencil, but it won't let me do that either. So I'll just articulate it, okay? So text, obviously pretty simple is the text. You have two different types of text. You got the text heading, right? Which is, in this case, the word socks above the socks. And then you have the actual headings itself, which is underneath here, right? The body, oh, sorry, the body and then the heading. So the heading is up here, the body's down here. Simple. The footer is down the very bottom, right here. So those are how you're able to change your colors, okay? Super simple. I didn't lose anybody yet, right? I see it now. Okay. So it kind of goes in and out. Some of the things on here we added, but we don't mess with. We don't change any of these things, okay? You'll see here where it says basic styles, the font, we leave the font alone. But again, you can customize it. You can totally customize anything in here. You can change the fonts. You can change the pixel sizes. You can do whatever you want to do with it, okay? Navigation, the bar menus. Again, you can change the fonts here. You can change the styles on the actual font sizes, okay? And again, you'll click on what you want and you click on save. I'm not saving anything. I'm just going to move back. Header. So here's where you're actually able to bring your logo into the theme. You can go ahead and click on, in your case, you would actually click upload to upload your logo. Once your logo is uploaded, you click on the radio button that allows you to use a custom logo. Simple. What we like to do is we like to be able to keep the logo nice and clean at the very top. So what we were able to do, I use a Mac, I'm not sure what you guys are using, but we just go into the preview screen and we basically just screenshot the logo so that we can keep it nice and tight to the logo so that we eliminate all the extra space around the logo. What that does is it actually pushes that menu bar up to the top. Instead of just taking whatever your designer gives you and slapping it on there, we just crop it so that we can take that design and make it nice and tight. So we eliminate all that extra dead space around the wording, okay? That allows us to keep that menu bar nice and high, Keep that top nice and clean, okay? The other thing we do is we mess with that logo width. I think when it actually comes in, it comes in at 440, I believe, is what the width is. We actually adjust it to 220 on this particular logo. Each logo is different. Some of you may be doing 120, some might be doing 310. You just got to mess with the number, and as you adjust it, you'll see it change, right? So if I bring it to 320, you'll see it changes on the fly. If I bring it to 500, which is what, or 440, which is what it's defaulted to, you'll see how big it is at the top, because that's a pretty big logo, right? So that's why we brought it to 220, which kind of gives it that slimmer effect, brings that menu bar all the way up to the top, makes it look nice and clean, okay? So search autocomplete, what this does is as they're typing in something here in the box, you know, like if you're typing in a specific socks, a boho sock, it'll actually finish typing it in, okay? So there you go, boho, it'll show you all of the boho socks, right? So it just kind of auto-completes what they're typing into that search bar, and it gives them a couple of options that they could search for. So that's what we use that option for. If you want to add a favicon, however you want to pronounce a con, you could do that. You can add it really simply by uploading the image. So you just click on upload, you upload the image, you click on the use a custom icon, click that box, and then you can again use that favicon, whatever it is, which basically just kind of shows you the image of whatever you're using. So like you can see Click Meeting, Amazon, Shopify, that's a favicon, it's just a little logo. That's all it is. So you can add that to the top of the menu bar or the tab, I should say, by clicking on that button, okay? Super simple. Am I losing anybody yet? I'm not really covering anything out of the ordinary, anything high, you know, techie, nothing really crazy yet. Am I losing anybody? Type in a Y in the box if I am losing you. Should be pretty basic stuff right now. Sweet. All right. So, footer. This is where some of the people tend to make some mistakes. So we're going to cover these and talk about the psychology behind some of the mistakes that people make, okay? So we want to be able to show some things in this footer, and there are some things that you should never want to have in your footer, okay? We're going to cover those things in, you know, basically right from the top to the bottom. So the first thing you want to do is you want to show a footer menu, right, which is down here. You want to be able to give them the option to see quick links, such as privacy policy, terms of services, contact information. Those things should be visible to the customer, right? Here is where you want to add your footer contact information, is right here where it says contact information. We used to do telephone numbers and take calls and all this crazy stuff. What we are doing now is just straight up email support. Makes it super, super simple for us to teach a VA. We give them a list of candid responses. They literally will copy and paste and send out every single email almost instantly to the customer, where we don't have a backlog of voicemails to return because customers leave messages after hours. We literally run 24/7 right now. So with us running 24/7, email is our best option for customer support, which is what we put in our footer. Contact us, get in touch with us, whatever you want to put there, but just leave your email address and don't try to, you know, try to have them calling you and all this stuff. Show the social media icons. Do not misconstrue this for Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. We do not ever, ever, ever show that stuff. What we've done is actually created a way here to be able to show Discover, JCB, MasterCard, PayPal, Visa, American Express. We want to be able to show them down here. And in order to do so, we just use it as a social media icon, but it is not a social media icon. We do not ever want to take a visitor away from our store. We don't care if they ever see our Instagram page, our Snapchat, Slapchat, whatever the hell you want to call it, chat. We don't care if they ever see that. Only thing I care about is that I paid Facebook or whoever you're using to generate your traffic. I paid them to get me a customer to come to that product page. The only thing I care about is that I take them through the product page and get them to add that product to the cart. I don't want them going anywhere else for any other reason. So I don't want to have any other social media icon badges visible down here. The other thing I don't want to have is I do not want anybody having access to signing up for a newsletter. I'm not a reporter. I'm not reporting any type of current event or anything that I need the customer to see. I don't care what Donald Trump is doing. I don't care about what's going on in the world outside of what's happening on my e-com store. I don't want them on my newsletter unless they added a product to the cart. That is the only time I want someone to be added to my mailing list. Can anybody tell me why? Why do I not want to have every smoke and mirror that comes into my store signing up for my newsletter? Someone type it in. Let me see what you guys come back with. While you guys do that, I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. All right. Spam, fake emails, a lot of inactive subs. Best customer is one who tells you, who just gave you money, distraction, quality of lead, user, only 1 hour late. All right, so those are all really good answers, and those all have a space in my heart. But the number one reason all of these companies that charge you a premium per month charges you a premium based on what factor? What do they charge you a premium based on? How many what you have? Subscribers, right? How many people are on that email list? I'm trying to build an email list, and I'm trying to build it at a cost-effective monthly fee for my business. At the same time, I'm trying to build it so that it is the most reactive. Why would I want someone that came to my store, didn't leave the homepage because they didn't find anything that attracted to them? They didn't add anything to the cart, so they're not my customer, but they gave me a fake email address. I do not want anything to do with that person. So the only people that I want to attract and pay to have on my subscriber list are people that are adding to carts, are people that are actually clicking a physical product and adding it to cart. That's it. I don't want anybody else on my subscribers list. Not to mention, the people who are adding these fake email addresses are hurting you more than they're helping you. Because when someone adds a bad email to your subscribers list and you go and send off an email, does anybody know what that's called when that email gets rejected? Can anybody tell me what it's called when you go and send an email off? It's called a bounced, thank you, Lionel. Yes, it's called a bounced record, right? Which means it was a fake email. It couldn't clear the list, right? It couldn't get into their inbox or their spam filter. So that ends up hurting your reputation, and eventually you end up losing the ability to send emails when you have so many bounced emails getting sent or not getting sent. So I don't want to hurt my business. I want to help my business. And by doing that, I don't want to have people on my list that are not going to be serious about my products. Does that make sense, guys? Type in a Y in the box if that makes sense. Sweet. So Lynn asked me, Jeremy, can you explain why social media icons are checked? Well, just so you know, Lynn, social media just means that we have this Visa, MasterCard, Discover visible. If I uncheck it, it becomes unvisible or invisible. Where is it? Social media icon. Yeah. What the hell? That's weird. Well, that's what it's supposed to be doing, but apparently I think that might be hard coding in there because it's definitely not moving. All right, so really doesn't matter why it's there. It's not working either way. I think maybe because the color is black on it, it might not show. I'm not sure, but I'll figure that out in a second. So newsletters, again, I don't ever want to have that checked off. I want to make sure that that's never, ever, ever checked off. Matter of fact, I actually had someone send me their link 2 days ago for the designs, right? Because they signed up for Print Trends. So they said, can I have designs? I said, yeah, let me see your URL, make sure that you're actually registered. So just like habit, someone sends me a URL, I'm going to click it, right? So I clicked it. First thing I seen was a tremendous amount of flash, boats sailing in the background, and then all of a sudden, from the bottom of the screen coming up was a email subscriber list sign up. To move forward, please subscribe to our newsletter. And right away, I knew why that person wasn't doing a goddamn thing in ecom. And when I tell you a goddamn thing, that person wasn't selling anything other than themselves, that theme was the best theme for their store. It was horrible, 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 horrible. So I actually 100% sent that person a message and said I would remove that filter, and I would definitely not send a subscriber newsletter saying, please join my newsletter at the very beginning before you even show a product. That's crazy. That's basically telling people, I don't want you here. Go. That's nuts. Okay, I thought that faith. Okay, nice. Guys, you are killers. Thanks so much, Chris. Gloria, shopping tips. It makes a difference big time. You're welcome. That's why we do what we do, Gloria. We want to help. That's it. All right, so cool. I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is basically going to start getting into the nitty gritty, right? So now we're going to be here on the home page. This is where you start to actually construct your store, all right? By construct, I mean adding a header, being able to control the look and feel of how many collections you have. Do you have featured collections? Do you have, like if you click on these drop downs, featured content? Do you have collection rows, right? So I'm going to go over these with you so you understand what they do, and then I'm going to explain why we do what we've done here on this particular store, all right? Freaking awesome, Gloria. Boom, learn and implement. Yes. All right, so slideshow, pretty self-explanatory, right? It's a slideshow at the very top. You can click left to right and you can see all the other images, or you can just move away and the images just cycle through automatically. You have the ability to change that. I'll show you where that is in a few seconds here. But you can load as many up to, I think, 6 or 7 images, and it'll just go ahead and just start flipping the images on the back end for you, okay? The collection rows. So we choose collection rows because we create collections, makes it super simple for us to do, and we can go ahead and make sure that anytime an item is added to a collection based on a tag, it's automatically added to our front screen, to our homepage, right? We don't have to make any changes. But you have the ability here to add featured content. So if you have specific content that you want displayed, you can add it here. And if you have featured collections, right, which are collections that you want to stick out above the rest, you can go ahead and add them here as well by clicking on the featured collections. And you can go ahead and point which collection you want to show where. Now, featured collection and collection rows almost does the same thing, and I'm going to show you the difference here in a few minutes, because with featured rows or collection rows, you have the ability to choose, like you can see here, we just have socks, right? But you see I have 4 rows of socks. If I had, let's say, socks and sneakers, I can go in here and I can actually add sneakers as a collection row, and I can actually point 2 rows to sneakers and 2 rows to socks. So I can control that on the fly by setting it up one time and never having to touch it again. Anytime I create a new product, all I got to do is create a collection, and boom, it's automatically added in there for me by just pointing it where I want it to go. Pretty badass. So gives you the ability here to, let's say you wanted to do slideshow at the top, featured content under slideshow, then you wanted to do a featured collection under the featured content, and then under featured collection, you wanted to just add featured or collection rows. You could do that. And you could have an endless sales page on your home page, right? So that they'll have to scroll 100 times to get to your footer. You can 1000% do that, okay? We like to keep it simple, like Chris said a million times on Friday. We like to keep it simple. So we just go straight with a slideshow, right under the slideshow, collection rows. That's it. Super simple. We don't have to do anything other than just those two buttons or drop downs. The first one's the slideshow, the second one's the collection row. And then we start building it out. I click on the next button, which just so you guys know is right under homepage. It says homepage slideshow. I click on that. This is how I'm going to build my slideshow. I'm going to add my images one by one by going to slide 1, upload my image, click on enable. Scroll down, add number 2. Click on the image, make it enabled. Scroll down to number 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 6. So I can add 6 images, and super simple. All I got to do is just click on all these enabled buttons, and I'll have 6 images that are enabled to flip automatically on my slideshow. So I just took a video and just automated it, right? I just basically made, a image and automated it so that it keeps on flipping for me. Then all I did was just click off a bunch of radio buttons that say enable. That's it. Nothing hard about that, guys. Just load a video, load an image, and click on the enable button, right? Now, here's where you actually can control the speed. So I can literally get it to go every 5 seconds, every 7 seconds, every 10 seconds, or every 15 seconds. We picked 7 seconds because it just seems the easiest. We can just watch it go super simple, right? Just watch it flow right through. So that's why we did 7 seconds. However, if you wanted to add more images, you probably want to speed it up a little bit. So you have full control over that. And then you can auto rotate by just simply clicking the auto rotate. That's it. We try to keep everything with just the radio button. That's the most simplest way to do it. Just check a button off, it works. Uncheck the button, it doesn't work. Simple. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into featured collection or featured content. We don't have any featured content on this site, mainly because we want to just get them right where they need to go, to the product page, right? So we selected none. Featured collections, again, we don't have really any collections here other than the socks. That's it, right? Now, let's say I wanted to add another collection. Let's say I want to come in here and I want to do sneakers, right? Let's see, boho sneakers. Boom. So I can have boho sneakers added here, right? And I can go ahead and I can now point it to be able to have another option for a collection. Really easy for me to do so, but I have to be able to do it on another screen. Here's where I'm going to tell it which one I wanted to show, which collection I wanted to show. If I go back and I come here to my collection row, here I only have one row enabled, which is my socks. See how I have socks with 4 rows? I'm going to change this, and I'm just going to do 2. Boom, right in front of your eyes. Now 2 rows instead of 4. And then I'm going to enable a second row, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to enable the row to be sneakers, right? Let's go to boho sneakers. Now I have boho sneakers, and I have 2 rows. Pretty badass. All I did was just literally click on the drop down and point that drop down where I wanted to go, and then tell how many rows I want to have. So I can have a row of 2 rows of socks. I can have 2 rows of sneakers. I can have 2 rows of bags. I can have 2 rows of pillows, 2 rows of high tops, 2 rows of low tops. I can have 2 rows of whatever the hell I want. Or I can just make it simple and have 1 row of everything. 1 row of sneakers, 1 row of socks, 1 row of bags, 1 row of pillows, right? And I can just keep it simple by just having 1 row, and then it says more boho sneakers. That's it. Pretty easy, right, guys? Type in a 1 in the box if that was easy. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this. All I'm doing is clicking off radio buttons and clicking drop downs. That's it. And you control all of it. So it's not like we're building it outside of your, your store. Everything is a collection in your store if you created it as a collection. So that's really it. That's how we're going to change how that row or how that front page or home page looks, is literally by making those changes with the radio buttons and the drop downs. That's it. Now from there, we're going to go to the product page. Here in the product page is where we start to deal with some of the techie stuff, which really isn't that techie. It's simple, but I'm going to show it to you guys so you can see what some of this stuff means. So let me click into here. Now I'm in a product page, right? So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to show you what each of these things do. So we'll start from the very top. Enable 2.5 zoom. So what this 2.5 slim product does is it allows, see how this add to cart is nice and slim, and it's kind of pushed off to the left where it keeps everything in the center between my Crazy 8 logo and my cart button at the top. So you see here at the top where my Crazy 8 logo is, and then you see here at the cart button at the very, very top next to search all products. I like to keep everything right there in the center. So we use that slippery slope, and the customer's eyes just keep falling down that waterfall, right? We don't want them to have to go and start looking left to right. Like if I take this off, for instance, see how now I've made that so wide? I made that image so much smaller. You see that? This is more of a desktop feature, right? But this is just so much cleaner. So much cleaner. So this is really what we tested, and what gives us the best result is being able to keep things precisely clean, just like this. Enabling the image zoom. Simple. Hover over a product and it has a zoom. Don't hover over the product and it doesn't zoom. You can control that by a radio button. You can also control a quantity selector if you would like the quantity selector to be there. Again, I don't care if people know I have 5 left in stock. I don't care if they know I have 2 left in stock. I'm telling them right here, hurry, there's only 10 left in stock, right? But I'm not saying it's left in stock. There's only 10 left. It could be left at this price. It could be left at this design. It could be left wherever. It could be left where it could be left on the screen. Look, it is. It could be wherever I want it to be, right? Show the vendor. Again, I don't ever do this because I don't want them to see anything in my vendor field in Shopify. If whatever you have in that vendor selection is what it's going to show, I don't want them to see that. So, but some people want them to see it, so you can have it there. Show product collection. You can have that. If you click on show product collection, you can have it show the collection of the product. Like right here, it says socks. I don't see a reason for that. I don't like that. I want it clean, right? So I want to move everything up. I want them to see that add to cart button and nothing else. So save them out. I don't care how much they're saving. I just want them to do some simple math. It was $39.99. There's a line through the $39.99, which means it's not $39.99 no more. Now it's $14.99, right? So that's what I want to show. I want to show my compare at price, and I want to show my actual relative price, right? The actual price that I'm selling it for. The next thing is the related products, which is down the very bottom. We also recommend, and we can show them these socks, right? Enable the thumbnails on the mobile. Again, we don't ever use this. We keep this off, right? This just allows them to be able to see the thumbnails underneath the images if you have more than one image, right? We just keep that off. We want them to see the image we want them to see, and that's it. Oh, no. Remember, we just said that the other night. We didn't have it. No. There's one outside on the fire pit, but that's it. So yeah, I don't know where it is. So enable the description. So this just allows us to be able to enable the description, right? Product description. Enable read more right here. This more button above the add to cart just allows you to click on it and be able to extend it. So if you've got a huge description, which is something that we are so far against, we just, again, keep it simple, stupid. Just keep it super simple. That's it. Maybe in the front. In the front. Check in the front. If there is, it's going to be there. In the front. Yeah. So we just like to keep it super simple. That's it. I mean, if not, what happens is we end up running into problems where, oh, you know what? The long one. The candle one in the kitchen. That's where it was. The leopard one was in the drawer. In the drawer in the kitchen. The long leopard one. That's where it was. That's where I seen it when your mom was there. I never bought it yet. I seen it in the kitchen. Yeah, that's it. I seen a blue one somewhere. Definitely not. In there? Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. No. I'll go get it after. Just tell them I'll go get it. Just tell them, I'll go get it after. So, all right, like I said, guys, it allows you to be able to shrink that read more option. Make it more or less, right? So that they can actually shrink that. That's it. And then what we're going to do here after the enable read more is to move the description to the bottom, right? So the description is going to be down here opposed to above the add to cart. I want them to add to cart. That's all I want them to do. I want to make it as easy as possible to get them to add that product to the cart and move on. That's it. So I'm going to scroll down here to product option, enable product customizer. If you customize products, you want to enable it. If you don't customize products, you don't want them enabling it. So if you don't want them to enable the product customizers, deselect that. If you're doing like we do, customize grandma shirts, t-shirts, stuff like that, check it. If not, don't check it. Enable the product swatches. This is someone that asked us, and I'm not sure who it was, but if you click on product swatches, it'll actually show you the actual color of the product. So like, let's say a product comes in blue, brown, green, yellow. It'll show those actual swatch colors. So right here under where it says small, medium, it'll show the actual color, right? So that the customer can select the color and it'll change it. Let's see the next one here says hide single opt-in fields, right? Single option fields. So if there's only one option, it's not going to give them the ability to select multiple options. It only gives them that one option. That's it. They're not going to see one where they click on a radio button or a drop down and gives them the option to add nothing. It just says one. They won't even show that option, right? If you scroll down, it says badges. Enable credit badges, enable secure badges. So this is really where we want to be able to enable on this page, which we don't because it's part of the theme where we have this image here. We don't want them to see anything else other than this. But you can add additional badges if you wanted to, right? So you just click on the button and you can add those badges there. I don't recommend it. That's why it's not checked. Same with the secure badges. We don't want them to see McAfee and all that stuff unless it's here under the add to cart. But you could add it here, down here as well if you choose to, right? If you look at the next one here, it's the timer and progress bar, which is here. Hurry, 6 left. This is the progress bar. You could change the color, the number. You can change down here what the lettering says. Hurry, only 6 left. You can change that right here where it says top message text. You can change that. So you have the ability to control that. You can select here to enable that product timer. You can select here to actually add that progress bar, which is this bar here, right? You can also allow it to be cookie. So like, let's say I exit out of here and then I came back. That's cookie. So when they come back, it'll actually go back to that timer and it'll actually still count down based on their time. So let's say they said, oh, this is bullshit. That's just something to hype you up to buy. They leave and they come back. Well, guess what? That count time timer is still ticking down. So that's still going to keep on ticking even though they leave and come back, right? Enable the progress bar text, which basically, again, gives you the ability to have the text on the progress bar, right? So this red bar here allows you to add some text to it, and you can add whatever you want it to say, right? So this sale will be over once. That's right here. This sale will be over once right here. Boom. You can select your colors for the progress bar, right? You can also select the color for the progress bar timer, which is the numbers that tick on the bottom. The add to cart button, you have the ability to do some pretty creative stuff here in the add to cart section. You can actually skip the cart altogether. If you're doing like some free plus shipping stuff, you can skip that cart altogether. Check the button, boom. They go right from add to cart direct into the checkout. I have the upsell on. So let me remove this for a second and let me click this. So here, I just skip the cart and I go directly into the checkout. Boom. See that? So it allows me to be able to skip that cart. Pretty badass. Again, just a simple flick of a button and I'm able to do those changes. Really, really, really easy. Let's go back here. So I can change the color of the button and I can also go in and let's go back here. I can change the color of the button and I can also change what it says on the actual button. Product page. And let me add that back. Okay, so I can change it so that instead of add to cart, it says buy right now. Right? So I can change that. Boom. Buy right now. See how fast that was? I didn't have to have a coder go in and code anything. I just went in and just changed it, right? So back to add to cart now. You can have the option to do 2 checkout buttons. Add to cart at the top, add to cart at the bottom. Again, we only added that because we've tested it and it works. If we tested something and it didn't work, we wouldn't add it, okay? All right, so the upsell. So the upsell pop-up, as you guys seen, when I click add to cart, it pops the upsell up, which gives me the ability to sell more. Boom, grab 3, pay shipping for only 2. You can make this say whatever you want right here. Instead of grab 3, pay shipping for only 2, grab 3 and pay for only 2. Now you're giving them 3 for the price of 2, right? You can make it say whatever you want, and all you got to do is click on a button. Boom, and it works on that product, right? You can have the button where the text is, where it says, yes, I want this special offer. Put that in. You can also change where it says, no thanks, I just want 1. You can change it. I'm a loser, I'll just take 1. Change it to whatever you want, but it's your option, right? And then the last thing here is to be able to do the enable product sharing. So if they wanted to share the product, they could. Again, we don't want them getting out of here at all. We want them going right to the checkout. We don't want them leaving, okay? Next part is going to be the collection page. So the collection page, we like to keep the size of the images, the product images small, and we want to go show multiple, right? The sidebar menu option, we don't deal with. We don't have anything there. We don't leave anything there. We don't want to have anything distracting the customer. We want them going down that slippery slope. We don't want them going anywhere else. Cart page. So, a couple things here. Enable order notes. These are the notes that you're putting into Shopify. If you don't want your customer reading those notes, then you probably don't want this checked off. During Christmas of 2015, we were taking a lot of phone calls and we were going in and checking off this box, not knowing what the hell it meant. And all of a sudden we had customers like, hey, I got a message here that when I look at my order saying that it hasn't shipped yet because you're trying to call me. That worked out great because they called us, right? Or they emailed us. But then we got messages where, you know, we were putting in there like customer didn't pay shipping, moron tried to use free shipping code. And customer would be like, I'm a moron, question mark. So we definitely didn't want that option to be visible, so we removed it. So you don't want to have the customer seeing your notes if you're going to be doing anything that you don't want them seeing. So definitely make sure you disengage this. Do not add that. Enable additional checkout button. This allows for additional checkout button when you get to that checkout page, right? Enable the payment badges. We disabled this. This is PayPal. We don't want PayPal to show up on that option, so we disabled it, right? Here, this cart type needs to be set to page, not drawer, not flip, not modal. It needs to be set to page. This is where people make a mistake and they're not able to switch from the add to cart going to the cart instead of skipping the cart and going direct to the checkout. If this isn't set the exact way, it won't work. So where it says cart type, just needs to be set to page. Now, if I go back here to social media, you'll see there's nothing here. And I did this identically for this reason on every one of my stores. I do not want to take them away from my product and bring them into another social media platform. I don't want to do that. Because once they get to another social media platform and their cousin Joey or Susie or Mickey or Minnie hits them up, boom, they're gone. Forget I even existed, right? So I don't want them adding any other product or any other way other than what I showed them. So nothing here is checked off, and I suggest you do the same. I actually contemplated taking that social media directly off there because I think it's a distraction. Show sense in superscript. Again, we have this so that the little 99 here is going to be in a superscript. It's small, opposed to disengaging that and having that be all one size like this. We've shown, again, everything we do is based on stats. Statistics show we get higher conversions like this than any other way. So that's why we do it. Statistics also show we get better conversions using no $ opposed to using a $. So we don't use a $. Really simple. We keep it easy, guys. We don't try to do anything. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. We do what works. If it doesn't work, we don't do it. Really simple. All right. This is where your pixel goes. Now, someone asked in the previous call, what happens if you have more than one pixel? Well, that's easy. If you have more than one pixel, all you're going to do is go in and actually put in a comma and immediately followed by your other pixel. And then if you have another pixel, comma, and immediately put in your other pixel. And if you have another and another and another and another, you just put in a comma and you keep putting in your pixels. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. It's super simple. Just add in a comma, add in your other pixel. That's all you have to do in the theme side of it. Then on the other side of it, which is on the Shopify side, in the checkout section where you put in the code, you're just going to put your pixel right below where it says FB, and it has the pixel there. You're just going to put in another enter, copy the pixel code, enter, paste, and then just change the pixel. That's it. That's how you add multiple pixels. We call it pixel seeding, but you call it whatever the hell you want to call it. It gives you the ability to add infinite amount of pixels. So if you have 1,000 ad accounts, all of which have pixels, you can start to seed every single one of those ad accounts by just simply adding the pixel to your theme, okay? And then the last thing is the checkout. So here in the checkout, you can upload an image, which allows you to be able to put in here, no thanks, let's check out. Here it says 5% off, congratulations. Boom, this is that image. Right here in the checkout section. This image works. We use it because it works. I strongly recommend using it. I strongly recommend using it. So I would say if you want to have that as an option, you upload the image and it's here. You put it in the center, you make it large so it's visible, and if it's too large, you can obviously control the size, medium or small. Simply change it, okay? You can go ahead and maintain the content area, background images, you can control all that right here. Keep scrolling down, you can control the colors here. So like this little continue to shipping, you can change the color. You can change the color of the button, you can change the color here, return to cart. Error, if there is an error, it'll show up in this color red, okay? You have full control over customizing every aspect of this theme. I honestly will say, based on us using this theme over Supply or any other theme for that matter, Brooklyn or any other themes, our conversion rates not only jumped, but made a significant difference to where we actually have created it as an app to give you guys. And not only that, but we've turned down the ability for Shopify to buy this theme as their own. And the #1 reason we did that was because once we do that, we lose control of being able to really make this theme what it's evolved to be. This theme started off as 1.1. It is now 1.8, which means there have been 7 updates since the beginning. 7 updates. We would not have that ability to do so and make any other changes to this theme if we decided to go ahead and sell it off to Shopify. But I will say that it's made enough of a difference in everyone's store that has it to where Shopify actually said, hey, we like the theme enough to make you guys an option to sell it to us and give us the option to buy it. So for those of you that are on the fence right now thinking, will this make a difference? I'm going to tell you right now, it will 1000% make a difference. There is no questions asked. It will definitely make a difference in your store. It'll definitely make a difference in the level of success that you have in the store. Now, someone asked, what does the link cost? I mean, what does the Themex cost? When we first launched Themex, we launched it at $9.97, and we sold an unbelievable amount of copies of Themex. And then what happened is the first push, notification, update, whatever you want to call it, the first update came, and we came into a little bit of a struggle because we had so many users using Themex, but we didn't have the ability to push the changes to all of them. So that's when we created the API function, and then we obviously launched it or relaunched it out again, and we relaunched it at $9.97 with a discount code to bring it down to $7.97. And then through Super Saturday after Super Saturday, we basically made it to where anyone who joins the Super Saturday would get Themex at a discounted rate of 50%. So we gave it to them at the $4.97 instead of the $9.97. And once we made it an option where we did a webinar we hosted with someone else, and we gave them the option to be able to buy the Themex at an unbelievable discounted rate because they were buying multiple from multiple stores at $2.49. So today, I talked to Chris and had Chris basically agree that we were going to go ahead and give you the option to buy the Themex today, if you so choose to, for $2.49. So here's the link, and you can use it as many times as you want, but I am going to say this. If this link gets abused, and if people start posting it out on forums and they start giving it to people that obviously didn't partake in this webinar, I will shut the link down. So police yourselves. If you think I'm crazy, I am, but I'm even crazier when you push me to the limit and make me come true on my word. So if you think I won't do it, ask the people who used to belong in our other groups that forced us to shut them down because they were giving away our content for free when people were paying for it. So I'm doing this for you guys that obviously want the theme and need the theme. I'm doing it for you. If you've already purchased the theme, I'm sorry, I'm not able to give you a discount on that purchase, but I am able to allow you to be able to add this to any other store you want to add it to. But I will say, if you don't get it, you're crazy, number one, because your store definitely needs it. Number two, I definitely recommend, when you get it, to go through the download link and go through that manual. It literally tells you everything you need to know. It gives you the code to put into the checkout. It gives you absolutely everything you need. If there's anything else that's not there that's needed, reach out to me on Skype, and I will help you or at least guide you in the right direction. That is my Skype ID. It's all corporate, and you will be able to contact me there, and I will be able to walk you through any of the hiccups you're having, or at the absolute worst case scenario, be able to point you in the right direction. Okay? Someone just asked, I can't believe it, what's included in this? Themex is included. I don't know if you want me to go to your house, you want me to fly to you and install it for you. I'd love to do so. Just put in your address. I don't know what else you want me to include. You want me to include a singing monkey? I don't know. Whatever you want, I'll send in there, but it ain't going to be anything more than a theme, that's for sure. The link is right there. I just dropped it in the room. So you should see the link in there. It should be right there. Boom, there it is again. All right, cool. All right, so let me just go up here and see if I could answer some of these questions. We're already approaching the 9 o'clock hour, and it's amazing how fast 2 hours fly. My throat is on fire right now, so I'm gonna take a quick sip of water. All right. So let's see if I can answer some of these questions. I'm going to try to rifle through these just so that way if anybody types in some questions at the bottom, I can hit them as well, okay? Never saw anything you're talking about, okay? It's probably because it's new to you, Austin, which is awesome. So now you get to see something you never knew was possible or existed. Is it written instructions on how to do all this? Yes, there is written instructions on how to do absolutely every part of what I just flew through. So yes. And I believe Frank actually made a video too to go along with it. Let's see, a lot of unactive subs. Okay, that was the answer to my questions on the subscribers. So we're a little bit further than that. You guys are killers. Thanks so much. Okay, I read that one already too. All right, let's see. Just found a winner. FB Manager is showing stats. How can I fix it? I refresh every 10 already, but still nothing is working. All right, so Gloria, what I would say is that you check, number one, in the theme, how you've placed that pixel in the theme if you're using Themex. If you're not using Themex, you need to check that checkout code. You need to check the checkout code that you have in the checkout section in Shopify. Most likely, there's something there that is not set up properly, which is what's causing Facebook to not see or not be able to show you that information, okay? Happy you're alive again. I am too. We've been pretty much just chomping at the bit to make this happen. We don't see the cursor. Let's see. Will discount be available? I need to run and finish up with the replay. So Anthony, you'll be happy when you get back. What apps can you suggest to us to make a checkout button like that? So I just gave you everything you need. You don't have to do absolutely anything at all other than go in and literally make the change on the fly on the checkout button. You can change colors, you can change whatever you want. When you say here, I don't see where you're pointing or anything else. Okay, I hope I fixed that with actually articulating it. How much does it charge for shipping with Print Trends? So Gloria, the shipping is included in all the pricing that you see on Print Trends. So when you go to the Print Trends app, all the pricing that you see within Print Trends is already including shipping. So there is no additional shipping charge, okay? Let's see, any special deal on Design Suite Pro? So Design Suite Pro, there is no special deal on it, only because of the fact that it's that the tool does exactly what it's supposed to. And if you're getting both, you're already getting a discount. We never adjusted it. We were supposed to, so it's already at a discounted rate. I just tried to buy the link. It's very slow. All right, so let me know if it's still happening. Is it just spinning? It's just spinning. Is anybody else having that same problem? Is anybody else having the same problem as Stanley, or is it just Stanley having that issue? All right, thanks, Frank. Try a different browser, Stanley. Is Print Trends an app? Yes, Print Trends is a Shopify app that you can go install by going to the link that I provided for you, which is this link right here, Mel. So if you go to this link right here, you'll be able to install that Shopify app called Print Trends, okay? All right. When using a product with variants, let's say 4 colors, have swatches enabled, is there a way to have the default image one with all 4 colors? So Andrea, so when using a product, let's say 4 variants, oops, oh, that might have been me. All right, so when using, let's say 4 colors, have 4 swatches enabled, is there a way to have the default image be one with all 4 colors? What do you think about that? So yeah, if you actually have that image, so let's see. So yeah, let me go in here, and let's say we did socks. I don't know if more than one image will show up here, but I'll show you how to do it either way. All right. So the image that you want to have as your first image, Andrea, you want to be able to make that image be here. So let's say if I wanted to have, so let's go to, let's say it was the white shoe. Well, white, they're all white, so it's not really going to help. But here you'll see all your colors, right? So let's say you have yellow, blue, green. You click on it and you make it your first image. When you save it as that with your first image, so you make one image that has all four, and you basically save that one as the first image so they see all four, if that makes sense. I'll make you a video, Andrea, to show it to you. I got to find a product that has all four. Most of these are only going to be one because it's a white shoe or a black shoe, so it's not going to give us that option. But I'll make you a video to show that for you, okay, Andrea? So let's see. Right now, first, okay. Print Trends is an app, yes, okay. This time short to discuss what all is Design Suite Pro. So yeah, I mean, basically it is, but I'll go through it still nonetheless to show you. So let's just go here. I'm using a new computer, so of course I'm not going to have anything in here. Design. And I just want to be able to clear up something too. If you guys have heard the hype about you need a new network, you need a new computer, you need a new IP address, you need a new this, a new that to create an email or a new Facebook account, it's total bullshit. Total bullshit. I created absolutely everything I could possibly imagine. A new computer, a new everything, new network, still didn't work. So anybody who's hyping you up, telling you you need to change your network, you need to change this, change that, they're full of shit. Full of shit. Definitely does not work. You don't need any of that. Excuse me. Let me log in. Wrong password. Okay. So basically what Design Suite Pro does is it gives you the ability to do a couple of different things. Number one, you have the ability to actually create a mock-up. So Chris, I don't know if you can send me some images, but I don't have anything on this computer. So if you can send me some images, that'd be great. I can just load them up real quick. If not, I can just explain it. So you have the ability to change or create a mock-up by uploading your designs. So you just drag and drop your designs where it says drop your images here. Literally just drag and drop. Once your images go up top, all you're going to do is pick the items that you want to be able to create a mock-up for. So let's say I wanted to create a mock-up for an apron, I click apron. If I want to go to a baby and I want to do a bib, I click on bib. If I want to go to Bella's and create a Bella, I do Bella. If I want to do a female model shirt, I can create female model. If I want to do a can wrap, I can select can wrap. A onesie, I can do a plate. I can do a pillow. I can do a necklace. I can do a boys t-shirt. I can do wine art. Wall art. I can do a tote bag. I can do a tank top. I can select all the items that I want to create a mock-up for. I can upload my image, and what it'll do is actually take the image and it'll take it and put it on whatever product I've selected. Once it does that, I can click preview or I can click download. If I click preview, it'll show me those designs on the mock-up, right? It'll create the mock-up for me. And then what it'll do, if I click download, is it'll automatically download it into a nice, neat little zip file with everything that I need in that zip file, which is containing all of the mockups that I just selected, right? So aside from being able to create mockups, it is also a design tool. So like if I go to design tool, I'll be able to see the designs here that I have preloaded into the account. These are customizable designs. So I can change any of these things on the fly. Let's say I wanted to take out these names and I want to remove this comma and I want to make it grammatically correct by saying Tyler and Danielle. Click on preview, and the design at the top will change right before your eyes. Now it says what it's supposed to say. I can actually create it to be able to manipulate the design without any Photoshop skills whatsoever. I could do what I got to do. Boom, there it is. So you can change this design when it comes to the customizable fields. I can make 9, 10. So instead of saying 9, it'll say 10 grandkids, amazing grandkids that stole my heart, or whatever the hell the saying says, right? There it is. So you can control the design element by simply loading up an image that's customizable, giving the coder, which is our side when you go to design, the fields that are customizable. We need the font. Once we have the font for those customizable fields, we literally will be able to code it so that the image will change when you change the content. So in a nutshell, that's what it does for the t-shirt designs. If you go here into wall art, we can see all the different wall art, right? So let's take a look at all the wall art. So here's all of our wall art. We have a bunch of different wall art that you have preloaded stuff in here that you can go through. There's just a tremendous amount of wall art you can pick from. You can also create your own wall art by, like I showed you in the mock-up section, creating it there. You can fulfill wall art. You can submit new designs. You can go in and actually look at the catalog, download your mock-ups here. You can set a trademark item if you have a license to sell a trademark item. You could do whatever you want to do right here in Design Suite Pro. And you can also fulfill the orders here as well. And we actually have one of the largest wall art companies that we deal with, which provide us with some pretty good pricing that we pass right along to you guys to be able to benefit off of. And they fulfill the orders right here, right in Design Suite Pro. Now, to really go through Design Suite Pro like soup to nuts, that's a whole webinar on its own. I mean, you just seen kind of going through Themex was a 1-hour ordeal. This is the same thing. To go through Design Suite Pro is probably more than an hour. It'll probably take us 2 or 3 hours to really go through and go on and actually be able to show you how to do each of the parts of Design Suite Pro. So I hope that answered your question, Michael. I just received a bill from you guys, but no theme. Where is the theme? Stacy, check the email. Let's see, I just did. It comes by mail. I have a receipt number. Reach out to me on Skype, Stanley. Reach out to me on Skype, bud. I'll take care of it. All corporate. There you go. Can we use designs that's there? Yeah, so there are a bunch of preloaded designs already, and you can use those. And people that have seen the best success with, with wall art, actually customize designs. So those are the people that see the best success with wall art. They just customize their own designs, and they'll take pictures of themselves on their dirt bikes or on their mountain bikes on the top of a mountain with the sun setting, put it on their fan page and say you can customize your own 3-piece or 5-piece wall art. Those are the people that have had the greatest success. I actually had a photography company, a guy that owns a photography studio who did nothing but weddings and engagements, contact us and actually become a supplier, become a buyer. And he does all custom stuff. He does weddings and anniversaries and engagements and all this stuff. What he did was he just took a couple of the ones that are weddings that are coming up, and he just added those as perks to the wedding gift package, right? And the people were buying them up because, let's face it, that's the most emotional people get when it comes time to a wedding, right? When it comes time to get married. So they're going to buy everything. I mean, I think Chris was telling me his photography, like, he didn't even question it. He was just like, yeah, I'll take it. Yep, I'll take one of these. I'll take one of those. I'll take one of these. And he just was like, buy happy. He was buying everything. Yep, I'll buy this. You got the video. I'll buy that. You don't even have to edit it. He was buying everything under the sun. So that's when people are most emotional. And that's what we want to do, is we want to draw from that emotional string. We want to be able to strike while they're at their most high on an emotional ride, right? So the most successful people with wall art always strike that customization string, right? Those are the people that do the best. Is this coming with theme, or can we have access with the wall art without it? So Gloria, you can actually, what I'll do is I'll give you guys access to this. If you guys go to ecom reboot, Frankie, can you put the link for me, the beta? I think it's ecomreboot.com/design suite pro/beta. If you could find that link for me, Frank, and put it up there, that way they have access to Design Suite Pro the first 30 days, please. And it'll give you a trial so that you can at least go in and play with it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But you know, everyone that I've seen so far that deals with customizations or that deals with wall art, I mean, it's just another tool in your tool belt. What is the standard cost of goods from the supplier for the wall art? So, you know what, Chris, honestly, that depends on the amount of volume that you do, but you can see it does change on, you know, each account. So like you'll see, and I think these prices actually might be off, but you know, you'll see it's like, you know, $52 for a medium framed. If you want no frame, it's $25.49. For a large framed, it's $103. For a large no frame, it's $36. But we sell a large frame for $199 plus shipping. We sell a medium frame for $129, I think, or $119 with no shipping. So you could see that the profit margin is insane when you really start to break it down. There it is, designsuitepro.com. Boom. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, Frankie. So there's the answer to your question. The cost will be at the very top of the wall art section when you go in there. You're welcome, Gloria. You're the man. No, you're the man. All right, Themex and use the comma, but then the pixel helper is showing errors. Does not show the error when I have one pixel. All right, did you add it to the checkout section too, Chris? Sorry for the typo, I was trying to add a second pixel comma, but pixel helper showed error. It's VC add to cart, and everything else is red. Does not do, okay. I just sent the receipt number. Okay, thanks, Stanley. I'll get to you right after the webinar. Okay, cool. So let me show you real quick while I still have you guys here, and then I got to break out of here because my throat feels like I just swallowed a couple of razor blades. So if we go here to settings, in settings, if you go to your checkout section, which is here, scroll down to where you have your additional scripts. Let's open this box up. Okay, so right here, you see this is the FB Facebook code, right? So this right here is what you need to copy, and then you just press enter right at the very end here. After this like quotation, you press enter. What I do is I just do this. I paste it identical to the way it was above. Then I come in and just highlight the pixel and remove it and add in the new one. That's it. Super simple, brother. Once you do that, you're off to the races. The key is to make sure that this little piece here at the end and at the beginning of the pixel is the same. You want to make sure that it is not the key above the tab. If you press shift and the key above the tab, it's like a slanted tick mark or whatever you want to call that, right? So if I press shift, oops, forget the shift. If I just press that key, see how it's slanted opposed to this key here, which is next to the return key or enter key. See the difference? One slanted, one straight up and down. There you go. You do not have to change anything else other than this right here. Just add in another pixel. That's it. Nothing else. You don't change this because this is the primary. This is your primary pixel, which is the first one. That's all you need to have here. Nothing else. You don't want to change anything else there. Just leave that alone. The only thing you change is you come up here, you copy this exact line, You go here, you press enter, you paste it. That's all you're doing, and then changing the code, obviously, the pixel ID. That's all you're changing. Nothing else gets changed. Nothing else gets changed. So I hope that helps, Chris. What about where it says purchase a pixel? Okay, boom, below where you are. I already answered that, Lynn. All right, what is the fulfillment time on the Walmart supplier? So, Chris, the supplier we use is absolutely amazing. It takes her about 2 to 3 days to actually fulfill the orders. So once the order is submitted, it takes about 2 to 3 days, what we call lead time. And then once she ships it, you get a tracking number instantly. And the tracking usually starts to, starts to track within 24 hours of you getting it. And you'll find, depending on where it's going, usually it'll arrive at the customer's doorstep within 7 to 10 days of that tracking number becoming trackable. Sometimes I've seen it as fast as 3 to 5 days, right? So sometimes I see it as fast as 3 to 5 days. So it just depends on you and your, where it's going, your store, where you're shipping to. Just added it into the checkout and added it to the theme. So wait, it does. Okay, thanks, Jeremy. You're welcome, Lynn. Can you give us a Facebook pixel code? Thank you. Can you give us the pixel Facebook code? So you'll get that in the theme. So once you get Themex, you'll get that in the theme. It'll be right there in the download. As soon as you go to that link, you'll see it right there on that first page. It'll say Facebook pixel code. You literally just copy it. You literally just copy that. All right, cool. All right, guys, so check it out. Like I said, I feel like I swallowed a freaking cup of razor blades. There's still almost 40 people on the call right now. And what I'd like to see is those of you guys that are still here, if you thought today was badass and you actually learned something, I want you to do me a favor. And this is what you'll see when you actually purchase. You'll see this link here, which shows you everything you need. So see, this is what you'll see. It'll show you everything you need. So you'll have everything you need right here. Okay? So what I would recommend, guys, for those of you guys that, again, are just getting started with us, just pretty much, starting to work on your stores, getting it built, just go in and, just start basically going through and applying what you're learning. Don't try to sit there and get analysis paralysis and try to make everything perfect and try to be, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. You want to make sure that you get absolutely everything you need done, but you also want to make sure you're applying each step as you go. So don't just try to sit there and just get everything perfect before you start doing it. Just do it, right? Imagine if Nike's slogan was just think about it or just try it. How many Nikes you think they would sell? Probably not a lot. So it's just do it for a reason. Just go out there and do it. Apply everything you're learning one step at a time. Just apply. Do it. Make sure you get the most of it. Don't forget to leave a review, guys. Please go in and just, talk about your thoughts, what you've learned. If you've learned something, aha moments. If you've had an aha moment, a particular part of today that, kind of stuck out to you, go out there and tell the world about it, because people don't know unless you tell them. And there may be somebody just like you that thought this was too good to be true. I'm going to go on these webinars and I'm not going to learn nothing. And just put it out there. Let people see what you're learning, because someone might be just like you, stuck in a rut and afraid to talk about it. And just seeing your post may make all the difference in the world to them. Okay? So I will talk to you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Chris was actually off today. I believe he did get the accounts back up on Facebook. He was dealing with he was on Facebook live chat when I first jumped on this call. So I told him, don't worry about it. Do what you got to do. I'll take over and make sure everybody learns about Themex and learns about, answer their questions. So same time, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Just please make sure you guys are here. Make sure you guys are ready to learn. And most importantly, make sure you guys are ready to apply. All right. I'll see you guys then. Have a great night, folks. Thank you for coming. Let me play some music and I'll stick around here for a few more minutes. Let me get some music up here for you guys. Whew, my throat is on fire. Side note, my grandfather turns 93 tomorrow. 93. Amazing. 93 years on this planet. He's seen some presidencies come and go. Seen a lot of things happen. Pretty amazing. All right, so let me put some music on for you guys, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow night.
Just like an angel, 'cause he makes you cry. You blow like a letter.
Thank you, Len.
Beautiful word.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Frankie. Brad, it's nice to see you, man. See you tomorrow, brother. Kelsey, see you tomorrow. And look out for the Super Saturdays coming up. It's going to get posted in the Facebook group. Yeah, Dan, Super Saturday's coming.
I don't know.
Got it, Mike. Thanks, Boo-Boo. Boo-Boo. Nice, thank you. Ryan, are we still in tomorrow? You best believe it. Let's get that. Good second. Welcome, Gloria.
I don't care.
Welcome, Tracy. Good night, Ryan.
I'm not control.
Got it, Ryan.
One perfect song.
Again, Alex.